Now, I know Christ is a major figure in Islamic thinking, but there are differences. So can you help me? Can you wade me through that to some degree?
Definitely. First of all, to enter discussion, I should just maybe make one broad statement, and that is that in the Western world, in the 20th century, people began to speak about the Judeo-Christian tradition. And I think it's a very valuable way of looking into the world. Yes, there's a Judeo-Christian tradition. But I think there is something missing in that. There's Islam that is missing. Because I think I see the world history and I look at there's a Judeo-Christo-Islamic tradition, because it's all Abrahamic monotheism coming from Judaism. And Judaism began, historically, initiated monotheism, and then it had a big outburst with Christianity, the greatest outburst with the greatest the greatest religion. But then 6 centuries later, it had a second outburst with Islam, which spread monotheism in 4 corners of the world. There are people living in Indonesia whose name is Moses or Abraham. Why are they coming? Because Islam brought this biblical story to them.
That brings us to some instant discussion of what these 3 Abrahamic religions have in common. That's extraordinarily deep. So 1, they're monotheistic. 2, they partake of the same tradition, as you've pointed out. And 3, they all have, to one degree or another, an insistence that the bedrock of culture is a book, which is a very strange insistence. It's taken for granted in some sense because it's been insisted upon so long. But this is something that, it's very difficult to see in some ways that a book lasts longer than a city or an empire or a country, and that there's something profound about the notion that the bedrock of a culture should be a book. And there is an implicit respect for the word in that insistence. And that does unite those 3 religions in a very profound way.